Hello, Blakeheart here today talking about Captain Beat. So last week I did a detailed video about Captain Plugins 5, the update, all the cool stuff you can find in Captain Plugins. If you missed that video, you can catch that video up here. But I didn't get a chance to go over Captain Beat, so I wanted to do another video because I think that this is a really awesome resource. And it comes a part of that plugin suite. You also get Captain Beat. So I have it open here. One really cool thing is it's a resizable window. If you watch me for a while, you all know how I love those resizable windows just because you just need to resize these things on like 4K, 5K monitors to be able to really see what you're doing. So I love that. But so many cool patterns, kits, the ability to fill, add fills, take away fills, bring in your own samples, numerous ways to export beats. So let's dive into this a little bit so that you can get an idea of what Captain Beat is. So first things first is you can pick out your drum kit. So there's a bunch of drum kits in here. You can save your own collection. So if you're holding your own samples, you can save that kit, which is really cool. But there's a ton of other drum kits in here from all different, types of genres and styles. So you can see this was like classic, so 808, 909. And then you can go back and, we can get other types of kits. Here's some old school. So I'm going to click on this boombox. And so the two things that are important are, okay, well, what is your drum kit? Like what drum kit are you using? What sounds? And then what is the rhythm? So I am in 90 BPM just for my general project. And what I can do now is I can go in here, I can take a look at the patterns. And they're going to tell me, well, what's the starting place for the BPM? So you can see the house stuff, 125, 121. But there's, again, different types of genres. So let's say we go into hip hop here and we go into 81 to 95. So let's see what this is. So I click on that and you see how the patterns changed. Now let's say this is the fill that's coming up right here. So I can choose to say I don't want that fill, and you can see everything else filled in accordingly, and it's just going to go through the beat. Or I can say, you know what, I want to fill, but that one wasn't the right one. You can choose what fill you want. So this one was Humanity. Again, all kinds of different options here. Let's say we go into something that's a little more hip-hoppy. So again, watch here, and it just changed, see? That fill just changed up, and you can easily just play around. That's what I like too, is like these little arrow buttons, you can just click them left or right and just easily go through these patterns. And what's really cool is, like, let's say you take one of these patterns and you make it different, or you create your own pattern in here from start. You can save that. So really easy to go and save something into your specific drum pattern collection. Same thing, kits, I mean, you name it. So there's a lot of flexibility here. What I think this is really great for, and one of the things I struggled with when I first started making beats, was figuring out drum patterns in general. Okay, so if you were doing like a boom bap song versus a pop song versus a trap song that was in double time. And I think this is a really great way to study and see some of the general rules, right? Because every rule is meant to be broken, but like where the snare should hit, where claps generally hit, different ideas for patterns for kicks. To be able to see this all spread out in front of you and to go through these different genres, I think is really huge. I would have killed for this when I was first starting to learn. Captain Beat wasn't out then, but it is now. Let's go in and let's look at a different pattern, and I'll show you what I mean when you say like going into trap. Let's see, let's drag this out. Yep, here we go. So see, now we had just 4 measures, and now we're doing double time. And so this gives you an idea of how the snares are laid out, where the claps are hitting. Again, I have this really slow at 90, so let me actually just speed this up so you get an idea what I'm talking about. So you can see how that structure for trap music is different than, let's say, let me pull up now a hip hop song. Of course, slows down. So now you see that we have half as many bars there. And that's just a general song structure thing, but I think when I was trying to figure out just like how are beats made up? Like, I listen to a ton of music, but I never really thought about where the drums hit. Just never, I don't know, just like in relationship to beats, bars, and measures. Okay. So this was something that I felt like when I started really looking at it and diving in, I was able to learn. But right here, you have it all in front of you. So those were just like a few things. Like I said, you can drop your own sample in. You have some nice tools to work with to edit. You can just choose to use a pencil tool. So you can easily just draw things in. And let's say you don't like it. Command Z, and it's gone. So it's really easy to draw it in and then get rid of it. Let's say I want to try the ride symbol here, crash. Oh no, I don't like the way that sounded. You know, it's just so easy to just draw stuff in. Control Z, I don't want it anymore. So I really, really like that. There's options to use the magic record button so you can get beats in there that way. There's effects that you can apply, just basic controls, changing pitch, attack, whatnot. The one thing that, and there's hotkeys too, so if you don't have to have like a MIDI keyboard or anything, you can literally just use the key. And so this is telling me what key to use. So A is my kick, W is my snare. So it's really cool that you can just have the keyboard and do that. But one of the things I was getting to is this export capability. And I feel like one of the things so often overlooked in software is just export options, especially when it comes to making patterns and the drums and all that. How do you want to export it into your DAW? Because everyone has their own preference and have tried probably several different workflows to get to that preference. But the cool thing here is I can choose to drag in just the channel audio. So if I just want the kick, I could drag that in as audio. Like, so here we are in Ableton. I'll show you. So I just click on here and I can drag it in, and that's my audio version of my kick. So that's so easy. But there's other options, which is super cool. Maybe I just want to work in MIDI. So I literally could, on a MIDI track, just drag the MIDI in for my kick. I could work from there. And then a few other options. Let's say I want everything. I just want my whole loop together. Every single sound in here. This master audio is what that's the whole, that's everything. That's what's going to get you bounce back because I dropped it in MIDI by mistake. Yep. So that's pretty cool. And then all MIDI. So if you want to really just like set up for example, an Ableton, like you want to set up a drum rack or something, you literally can just drag the MIDI in, and from there, you're going to have to figure out where things fall on the piano roll and move them if you want, but you can easily then just drag like a drum rack in here and just start figuring it out where everything is. So it takes a little time, but once you get that down, you've got it. It's not a big deal. And if you're not familiar, what I mean is every single piano key in here that has a drum beat on it that we see there corresponds to that particular pad number in your drum rack. So you just have to figure out where they are. So, if it's hitting C1, you have to make sure, and that's your kick, you have to make sure that you have a kick here on C1 for it to hit. So just lots of cool options, I feel like there. And the other thing that I really like with what they're doing with the Captain series overall is, so this is my verse, but let's say I want a different beat for my pre-chorus, chorus, drop. I can go and make changes to all of these separately so that I could like line up different patterns if I want within the same project here. Very, very, very cool piece of software within this suite. And it really easily helps you do like drums anywhere. It's just, for me, I believe it's like lots of visual. It's how it's presented. It makes it more easily digestible. Like seeing all my different drum hits here, just one on top of the other lined up. It's a really nice interface to work in and just hopefully come up with good drum beats, because I feel like that's always my struggle And this is something that's been helping me get better at doing that. I think that covers everything in Captain Beat here today. Let's listen to some of these beats because they're good. And some of the kits too. So we got that balance, but let's say we go back and we want to change what the drum kit is. So we're in Boombox, but what's this one? Forged. All right, so let's say we go back, we like the Mars drum kit, and we want to find something different over here. Pop. It's just so easy to go back and forth and change things if I want to change the fill. Let's see, let's go back here and change the fill up. So just a lot of fun things to play with and change up on your own. So overall, I think that Captain Beat is a great way to come up with different drum beats to just visually be able to really see what you're doing. And it comes with the whole Captain plugin suite, which is really nice. So link is in the description below. If you don't have Captain plugins already, you can use the code blakeheart at checkout to save yourself 10% and get hooked up with Captain Plugins 5. And like I said, check out some of my other videos on Captain Plugins. I'm going to have like the little thing you can click at the end of this. Thank you for watching me today. Hit that subscribe button and the bell to get notifications, and I will see you again soon.